Okay, let's hope this doesn't crash. Hi, YouTube. This should be the first VOD you're seeing in maybe a week or something. But yeah, it's been a while. Things have changed. My stream hit a major internet snafu, if you will. A little bit of a conundrum. A little bit of a zuzuboo, you know? A little bit of a word. Hold on, I'm just doing stuff in the background. 1 second. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a chit chat. We've been streaming on Twitch, but boy, oh boy, we've been having issues off stream. A lot to do with internet stuff, so we can do this now. Okay, let me link this to not you. Let me link this onto Discord real quick, and we'll have a little chit chat, a little bit of a jujuboo. Okay, hold on, we're almost there. Almost there, chat. So, internet, Twitch, refresh. It's been a minute since I've last appeared here. Ooh, hello. Cyber King, hello, hello. You can see where we're at with our journey in a half a second. Hold on. Delete. Yes. Add everyone. Paste. Copy. Paste. Enter. Send. Fan art at Grinding Gear Gate. Not sure. Who is it again? Casavia. Sorry, we're multitasking, okay? We're multitasking. Enter, so that's there. Okay, that's done. Now we go to YouTube and actually play some freaking music. How's the stream lag looking? No lag so far. Sweet. Mute. Put that on low quality. I'm expecting no YouTube viewership today, but that's okay. It's been a little minute. New tab, then we turn on music. So let's turn on Diana sessions. It's usually a good start for the stream. Boom, boom, unmute, mute, or well, lower the volume because holy shit, that was loud. Okay, we are now, okay. Everything is set up. We are now streaming on YouTube again. Everything is great. Wow, it's so nice again to stream on YouTube. It's been a while. It's nice to have VODs saved again, at least on YouTube. Twitch VODs that happened while YouTube was not being streamed to are pretty much gonna get lost to time. So there you go. This was just something we were practicing. So we learned a lot, I guess, to catch up people on YouTube who just weren't here during this time. You didn't actually miss that much in terms of programming. We really only implemented like shots and, you know, following the cursor, and we're gonna kill the enemy in a second. You see that little collision box? That's what it's testing for. We still have issues to fix. It's still a little bit bugged on the collision for the enemy, but the idea here is that now we know about like interfaces and virtual classes and all that good stuff, and we haven't really done that before, so that was cool. Today, we're actually gonna do some practical stuff, so I guess we can just get started. I just want this on the record. I do have to end stream in about hour and 45 minutes-ish, at least. Well, no, longer than that even, maybe 7 o'clock, I don't know. I'm going out for pizza with friends, so I gotta, basically as soon as they text me in a while, I gotta get going. But at least we're back on YouTube, and that's what matters, you know? Cyber King, I hope you've been doing well. Let me just make sure one more thing. Okay, sweet. All right, that's all done. All right, so where were we at? We were iterating through two things. The bullet move render stuff, then you iterate through enemy iteration to test for collision. Here's the problem. How do we test for collision? We have to test on a per bullet basis. But here's the cool part. This bullet move thing, we actually made a new list. They're lists now, not vectors. It's complicated. We did a lot when we weren't streaming on YouTube, okay? I've been far too busy with my work, especially Super Bowl week stuff, but now things are slowing down a bit for me. Oh, cool, cool. We have a lot of programmers here who are like in school and all that, so I would imagine in the next while, once school lightens up, you're gonna see a lot more old faces here as well. So now we have our spawn hero list. This is the list of bullets, and it is a standard list. I bit my tongue earlier, I'm sorry. I'm gonna sound a little muffled. It is the list that when we shoot as the hero, it goes onto a separate list in the enemy spawning, because we don't want issues with like stuff colliding into each other it shouldn't. So then we move the bullet, then we render the bullet, then we should not be testing hero collision on this. No, wait, that's right. This is right. Okay. This is what we're, this local bullet is for the hero bullet. That's what this L bullet stands for. We did something with lists where now we have auto being something like STD or standard, vector. No, I'm sorry. List? Oh no. Wait, shit. Was it standard spawn hero list iterator? It was something like that. That's what the auto stands for. It is an iterator. We iterate through the list all the way through, and then we make a reference object called LBullet to the pointer of it, wherever it's iterating from. And then we move that bullet around. That's the only difference. We did the same thing up here as well. So what are we doing next? Well, this is an issue where we only test for enemy collision so long as there is a bullet to move on the screen that's shot by the hero. I like that. That is intended. I'm not logged into Twitch on my Chromebook, but I'm here on YouTube. Well, welcome, Code Toil. First time we streamed on YouTube in a while, so hey, you know what? Welcome to the club. Nice to see you over there. Angus the Bus. Ayo, Mayo, how's it going? So I do like that we only test enemy collision for every bullet on the screen when there is a bullet on the screen for hero. So that's good. Here's the problem. And we also cull these bullets as well. So that solves that. Here's the problem. Whenever we, for whatever reason, so we shoot, you see this green box that appears around the enemy? That's good. That's testing for collision when there's a bullet on the screen. So that is intended behavior, right? So it shoots a bullet. Now, we have it set up where when we hit the enemy, ideally it turns transparent, but if we shoot, it doesn't. That's kind of weird, but it does draw the rectangle when there's collision detection. But here's what's weird. If I go over the enemy and shoot, the collision is successful. I forgot I turned off transparency. I'm sorry. The collision is successful, but then the collision box never, ever, ever renders again. It's like, oh. So something's wrong with this. I don't know what. Hold on, let me turn on that transparency thing and you'll know what I'm talking about here. Set alpha, enemy damage taken effect. Oh, that's what we did. Instead of the damage taken effect, we have an erase enemy iteration. That seems like that's not correct. Is that how you successfully remove an enemy from the screen? Half my dev team got laid off this week. Oh no, I'm sorry. You ate those tech layoffs, huh? Sassy Fajita, hello. So I don't think this is correct because it's not enough to just erase an element from the screen, right? We're still moving the sprite, even though there's a successful collision. But here's what's weird. If it's removed from the enemy, oh, no. If it's removed from the enemy list, how is it still moving every frame? Because it's doing this. I guess what we could do, I don't know. That's kind of complicated. I'm thinking it's complicated because we're not actually using a list of rendered enemies on the screen. It's a vector called enemy list. Oh, it's not a list, it's a vector. I'm thinking about how to do this. I'm thinking about doing something like standard list enemy spawn enemy. And then we use that to spawn the enemy and test for collision. And then we erase stuff off of it when we don't need it anymore as we kill enemies and all that. I'm thinking that's a better way to do it. Which means we need enemy spawn list, standard list enemy, local list of enemies to spawn. Boom. And then over here, we, again, something you don't see, local list of enemies to spawn, comma. Okay. So now that's saved. So now it still runs. Okay, sweet. So now the goal is whenever we spawn an enemy, we now have it appear on the screen. Yeah, I think under our current enemy module, we just have velocity at time. Okay. So now we don't use the enemy vector. That's just a container for the information about objects. We need a way to use that list to make an enemy object when we call the creation of something. So what are we currently doing? We have the set position, set velocity, all that. I'm thinking we just call set position, right? There's nothing else that calls that function, right? We have a move that updates the collision. Set position updates the collision. Render. Why do we have set color texture mod? Oh, because it turns red when it collides. Right, that was the goal. Okay, that's fine. So I guess what we can do is delete that because we don't need that anymore. We have set velocity. Where do we set the velocity? That's under move, right? No. In fact, at no point do we ever set the velocity, right? Oh, there we go. There's your set velocity. So I think what we do is here we have scrub dot, and now we're gonna have a spawn enemy. Would a spawn enemy function? Yeah, it must be. Okay, we'll do a spawn enemy function. So void spawn enemy. Would that be on this? I'm thinking if we have a spawn enemy function, would that really? I don't think that's a good place to put it under the enemy module. Would it? I'm just trying to think about what like parameters would be. You would need a global renderer. Well, no, you don't need a global renderer. You can just have it exist in the list. So what you would need is you would need a spawn enemy with a parameter type of... Oh, and we would return the list. I think that's what the goal is here. List, object type enemy. Why doesn't this work? Oh. We don't import STD yet. God, I love that module. So it list enemy, and then that's all we're returning. Then we have a function called spawn enemy, taking the parameter of standard vector enemy reference, and because we're only copying it, we're not actually changing it. So I guess it could be const, but whatever. Ah, fine, it's const. Then this will be called enemy to spawn. What else? Is that all the parameters I need? I guess so. And the whole point of this is to take that spawned enemy, or take the original data from the vector of that enemy and put it onto the spawn list. Now, we could add other parameters, like what if we want a big enemy? What if we want a tiny enemy? What if we want an enemy with a big collision box? I guess we could set the parameters here. You forgot the femboy command? What? I don't have stop! YouTube does not get that privilege, okay? Come to Twitch if you want the femboy. Isn't spawn technically just the constructor? No. When we spawn an enemy, we mean literally spawning an enemy into the game state, game loop, right? The vector that contains the enemy information, that's just the initialized, that's just the object. That's just the object to clone from to spawn, if that makes sense. So we could have an enemy that has really big boundaries or really tiny boundaries, right? It's just, it gives you like a layer of separation, which is good if we want to erase enemies from a list for whatever reason, like killing them. So we're going vector to list. I'm thinking if there's any parameters I want to add right now, probably not, right? And then we can add as we make sure it works. So one step at a time. So we have a standard list enemy return value. So no matter what, we are returning, well, I guess we need to create. Oh no, you would need the list to add. Okay, that's fine. So standard list, yeah, it would be list enemy. Enemy to spawn and list of enemies to spawn. I guess we can just call that. Okay, so we have a return, and no matter what we are returning, also this is by reference, we are returning list enemies to spawn. Okay, that's what we're returning. Now, what we're gonna do in between is list enemies to spawn. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. We don't need a vector enemy. We need an enemy, like a direct enemy object by reference from the vector. We need a specific example of an enemy to spawn and then add to the list. Okay, that's a better way to put it. So enemies list to spawn. Ooh, do we have to iterate? Because if we want, what if we want 10 enemies to spawn? Do we really need 10 functions? Then again, no. I'm trying to think about how to do this. If we want to spawn 10 enemies, do I need 10 functions? Do I need a for loop in the game loop to spawn 10 enemies? Or do I just do like, comma, uint 8, number of enemies to spawn or something like that? Like, I almost wonder, like, should I just have like a big spawn enemy function where it's like, we give it the size you want, and we just have default values when we construct the initial object, and then if we want to change anything, we can? Question mark? I guess it's a little complicated, but for now, we'll do a for loop for number of enemies to spawn, which is gonna be a number. How do I do this? Isn't spawn technically just the constructor? No, we're not constructing new enemies like object types. We have the object type, and then we spawn enemies on a list that actually gets like iterated through multiple times and stuff. I think passing in int is fine. You might want to pass an enemy type instead of a reference or something though. Don't we have that here? Const enemy reference enemy to spawn? Or should I just do const enemy, I guess? And then this we pass by reference because we're passing back that list when we're done, because we're adding to it. The question is, well, even ignoring this for a second, just adding to the list. All you have to do is list enemies to spawn dot. Can I push back on a list? Is that stupid? And this would be enemy to spawn. Is that dumb? Is that best practice is to push back on a list? You should return standard list enemy you already passed by reference. Oh, you're right. This is a void function. Oh, shit. That's smart. See, you're smart, chat. Because we are changing this list through this function. So as long as we call the function, that's okay. That's fine. Thank you. It's fine. Just push back on list. Okay, sweet. Like, what is the constant scrub part of? You'd pass that type? Well, the const enemy to spawn is gonna look something like. Let me zoom in here. Is gonna look something like scrub dot spawn enemy. Wait, that's stupid. Would I do something like enemy :: spawn enemy? And then we would put scrub, comma, list of enemies to spawn, or whatever we called it. Like that? Is that how we would do it? Or should I do, because we have the object type we want to spawn, which is scrub dot. That references the object type, which means I don't need this? But how do I push back? This is what makes me think I shouldn't be putting this in the enemy module. Right? This should be somewhere else. I almost think this should just go in the game loop. And we just pass these things through, and we just have like its own function. Doesn't that seem like it's a game loop kind of thing? Scrub is an enumerator value indexed into the enemy vector. Yeah. Sorry, just to be clear. Oops, getting rid of that. Just to be clear, when I say scrub, I mean this container like object type we created that was in initialization, this enemy list vector, ignore the fact that it's called a list, and then enumerated value enemy type scrub, which is currently 0, right? And we just abbreviate that as scrub. This is like our type def lists, but it's not type def, it's like based def. So on our base def list, then anytime we reference the word scrub, it stands for this line. So that's what I mean. It's like an enemy type scrub. Well, that's a whole thing we've already made. So I guess this doesn't go here, is what I'm guessing. So let's copy. Oh, but it is difficult to give it an object type, huh? Because if we have it here, then we could do something like pass an integer value, and then like it's the new size of the spawned enemy or something. Although I guess I could do something like a separate function that would just change the original object type every time. So let's do that. Let's go over here. Let's then paste that function. I don't know, is it normal for functions to go in the game loop, like spawn enemy and stuff? So now we have object type enemy, currently undefined, because this does not import enemy, does it? Is that allowed? Can I do that? Import enemies. Enemy. Is that run? Sorry, did I call it enemies like a moron? No, it is export module enemy. Uh-oh. Oh, geez. Oh, because I have this, huh? So void spawn enemy, copy, come up here. Prototyped. Enemy is undefined. Now is it defined? There we go. All right. Does this run? Yes, still runs. Okay, sweet. So now we're gonna call spawn enemy. And all we're gonna do is call it. Yeah, enemy probably wouldn't be the best place to put this into, but it wouldn't not work. Yeah, we're trying to do best practice the best we can anyway. So I guess we call that, maybe we can tie it to like an event type or something. If event dot, I know this is, we shouldn't have a bunch of if statements, bear with me a second. If event type equals SDL key underscore key? Keyboard event? Any keyboard event? Key down? I don't know what's the best one here. I never had this issue before. What's a good space bar? SDL key space. That's what's a good one, huh? All right. I don't know what SDLK is though. What's SDL space do? Is that not a thing? Ah. So I'm guessing H is another option then? No. What about like Q? Q, well, Q's common. What's like an uncommon letter? K? No! X? SDLKX. Okay, so it is SDL key space. Okay, whenever I press the space bar, we spawn enemy, taking in the parameters of scrub, and now we need a new list. So we'll do auto reference spawn enemy list is equal to list containers dot enemy list spawn enemy list. Okay, bracket scrub. No, we don't need anything. It's just that. So why doesn't that work? Oh, it needs to pass by reference. No? Wait, why am I passing by reference? Wait, what? Does this need to be passed by reference? It must be, right? Because we're changing it. So does it have to go after the word probably? So it should go like here. Ah, oh no. Expected an expression. Uh-oh, I'm doing something wrong. Is it like, it needs the whole list though. You need SDL key down or key up, then another if inside for SDL. Oh, you're right. I remember doing that. You're correct. I forgot. That's my fault. I should know that. SDL key down, then another if inside for event key system. Now we'll just do key down, see if that works. So why doesn't this work though? Expected an expression. Initial value of reference non-const must be an L value? Am I doing something wrong? Oops. Yeah, it's by reference. Hey, Gary, I gotta go to church service. Have a great stream. Thank you, Dragonkin. My dad is cooking some taquitos in the toast for me. In the toast? Wow, you are so European. Who calls it a toast? In the toast. Address of spawn enemy list. I tried that though. Okay, thank you for your cookies. Key down. Oh, okay. Oh man, I guess we needed this at some point. Oh, I hate this SDL key event crap. It's just so like unintuitive. Okay, so hold on, copy. So we've done this before, that's why we're copy pasting here. The idea is that now we have a switch case called based on the event, so this dot type dot key system dot system. You'd think that would just be called, you know, key system, but I don't question it. So now we have a case where case SDLK space boom. Now we spawn enemy. So whenever we press the space bar, we spawn an enemy. That's all that does. But this should be the address of this or the reference of this, but it says we have a red line. It says local variable, initial value of reference to non-const must be an L value. What does that mean? I know what L value means in that I think it's an L value is it's like some number, but there's no memory associated with it. It's like, I don't know, a number. Read the error message. Learn error message is one aspect, but I do read the error message and there's an issue. Local variable, standard vector enemy, allocator enemy, address of enemy spawn spawn enemy list. What? What is spawn enemy list? Enemy list? Spawn enemy list is list containers dot enemy list, which is what this is. Oh, it's spawn enemy. So now this should be saved. Initial value of reference to non-const must be an L value. What does that mean? What is its type? It's a list, right? What do you mean? What do you mean it's type? I'm expecting a standard list enemy reference, list of enemies to spawn. So why is there an issue passing by reference this? Chad, give it to me straight. How has Gary been doing? Brownie, man, I've been doing great. Spawn enemy list already an L value reference? What do you mean? Operator address or operator reference will take address of that L value and return a pointer. Well, we didn't have this issue before. Whenever I've always passed like vectors, I didn't have this issue. Is this an issue with like lists? I never had this issue before. So that expression, address of spawn enemy list, evaluate to an object of type standard list enemy. Yes, but I have that. I made that back here. Standard list enemy, spawn enemy. This is based on, this list of, wow, thanks for rotating that back. List of enemies to spawn there, which is standard list enemy. So I did make it right. It is being passed through successfully. It's just not being passed through. What does the function actually take in the second parameter? Oh, it takes in standard list enemy reference of list of enemies to spawn. There, it takes in that parameter. That's all that does. Standard list enemy pointer? What? You see that and in the parameter? That's not an address, it's a reference. Yeah, but we're changing the list, right? We're not even returning anything, right? We just have a pushback on this enemy from another vector, right? Your function needs a non-const L value reference to enemy, which is list enemy address, but reference spawn enemy list gives it enemy list pointer. Oh. So you're saying this needs to be pointer to list of enemies, but then we have an issue, right? Yeah, now we have issues. Where this needs to be a pointer too, right? No? Well, what's the issue now? Expression must have a class type, but it has type standard list enemy allocator enemy. What? your function. Also, hi, people. Hello. Casual Vim enjoyer. Hi. Hello, it's been a while. How you been, man? The name of the variable, not a pointer to that name. No, I'm saying you should not take the address of span on. Okay, should we just ignore this entirely and just take the whole goddamn list? But you can't do that, right? You shouldn't do this because this is a copy of the list. It's not like affecting the original list, right? Am I understanding? Oh, can I pass on the reference now? Is that what's going on? More than one instance. Oh, I need to zoom out. More than one instance of overloaded function spawn enemy matches the argument list. Spawn enemy, enemies to spawn, list enemy, allocator enemy. Oh, I need to save it. Sorry. Oh, because I didn't change this. I'm sorry. Now I prototyped it incorrectly. This no longer needs to be anything. So now this works. So now this will run. When we press space, that's fine. It just keeps adding to the vector, but it's not actually printing anything yet. I guess I could just print out a number. std cout list of spawn dot whatever. We're pushing back every time, multiple times. Now we need to spawn them. You're missing something. How do you use a reference? Well, I think you're passing the whole list now. Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's what we were originally trying to avoid, right? Do you not understand? What do you not understand about what I am saying? I'm saying you should not take the address. Okay, hold on. Just to be clear, the original goal of this, what I had originally typed was list enemy by reference this list, so we do not duplicate. Function doesn't have a problem with that. We come up here to the prototyped function because C++, we do the same thing. Pass by reference. Oh, so pretty. We come down to the function, all of a sudden, there's a million issues when I do. Oh, wait, do I not need to press? Oh. Chat, why didn't you tell me that? I don't need an and sign there? Oh. So if I pass something by reference in the parameter of a function, I don't actually need to specify that reference in the function parameter. I just have to put whatever I want to do, and it's changing it by reference already. Oh, I understand. I now understand what you guys were saying. Thank you. Okay. Sweet. So now every time I press the space bar, ignore these red squigglies, by the way. It's like it's an issue with modules. Yeah, see there? It's just IntelliSense not catching up. So now you can see all the green or red lines going away. These are just enumerated values. It has a really hard time seeing. At reference value is only for pointers, not references. Pretty sure that's what What's Up was trying to tell you. Well, you know what? I'm dumb. Did you think about that, chat? Did you consider that when you said something in chat, huh? You need the pointer in the function declaration. I'm not doing anything with pointers though, right? I'm just passing things by reference to change the original values. You're mixing up the terms address and reference. You should stop that because I think you're confusing yourself. What's Up agrees with you? Oh God. Okay, fine. You get the dum-dum for, wow, it takes a second to load, huh? There we go. Okay, you get the dum-dum for a bit. Reference and pointer is the same though. Not really. No, not really, but it's kind of the same. They're not the same, but they're kind of the same. That's what I learned about C++. Everything is like, well, yeah, but not really. Okay, So what are we doing now? Well, now that we have spawned enemies, we need to iterate differently, because this is what we're going to iterate through. So that's fine. This needs to change. We're not iterating through enemy list. We're iterating through enemies to spawn. Wait, what did we call that? Oh no, I already forgot the name of the thing. Spawn enemy list. That's what it was. Okay. Spawn enemy list. Begin. Then spawn enemy list end. Function still runs? No, it doesn't because of this dumbass statement. Spawn enemy. We'll come back to this in a second. I just want to make sure this runs. Go. Okay. Now, every time I press spacebar, nothing should happen. Correct. Now, oh, it's actually working. Kind of. I mean, hold on. Just to be clear, it is working. You can tell. Hold on. Watch. I'm just going to press spacebar a few times. Now watch what happens when I shoot, because collision boxes should only be checking anything when I have a bullet on the screen. And now there's a bunch of enemies spawned. There you go. So all of those are objects that exist in the list that are actively checking for collision when I shoot. And when I actually, you know, hit them, quote unquote, with a spawn point. So boom, 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 boom. So now they are erased, and they're completely off the spawn bullet vector. Okay, sweet. So now we need to not render scrub here. Now we need to render enemies in their own iteration loop. Spawn hero bullets, spawn enemy bullets. So now we're gonna have a spawn enemies created via spawn enemy. Okay, so now we're gonna have the same thing. We're gonna have the same iteration as this guy. In fact, almost exactly the same. Except instead of checking, well, now it's really gonna be the same here. Copy this, except instead of like doing collision stuff, all we're doing here is just moving enemies and spawning them and stuff. Oh no, not created via spawn enemy, created via, oh no, it is. Chat, that's a terrible name for a function. Why did we call it spawn enemy? This isn't spawning anything. This is just creating enemy to spawn. That's what we'll call it. And then we're gonna have a separate spawn enemy function. So that gets called there, and there. And when we go down here, created via this function. Okay. I don't know what you mean, but it is literally the same. References and pointers are similar, but not the same. References and pointer are referenced colloquially, but in C++, reference and raw pointer has semantic differences. Addresses are for pointers, references are for references. Ugh! Casual Vim enjoyer, C++ reference is automatically accessed, no manually dereference like a pointer. And you can't rebind C++ references. You can bind The way I understood it, chat, by the way, here, let's have a quick discussion on pointers. The way I understood it is that if you have a function, whatever that function be, and you have some parameter you need to pass through it, X, if you have something like this, something like this, and that's your whole function, right? If you have 5 as X and you return 6, it's not actually changing X. It's just returning X plus 1. It's returning a copy of X. But if you have something here, you know what? It might even be easier if I do this. Int Y is equal to X. No, int X plus equals 1. That might be better. Return x. Okay, so if you have this and you put it in 5, then you return 6. But you're not actually changing x. But if you do something like this, by reference, now you are actively changing 5. In fact, you don't even need the return statement anymore, I think. So this is like going from 5 to 6, and then you can run the function again to 7 and all that, right? That's what passing by reference means. So if you did something like this, instead of, well, return x, if you did something like this, but in your int main whatever, you said int x is equal to 5, foo pointer x, does that mean x is now 6 if you call that function, if you return the pointer? Is that what that means there? I actually don't know. I think that's the difference, where generally you want to pass by reference and then just not have a pointer there. Or does that not what that means? I actually don't know. Or maybe we should do something like pointer y is equal to the address of x, y. Something like that, maybe? Man, every day I learn something new about pointers and references, just when I think I understand them. Don't you need another variable that stores the pointer? Oh. Huh? Please type it with correct syntax, please. Did I not? Are you saying the point goes like afterwards or something stupid like that? I mean, not stupid, but you know what I mean. I think it's pointer y. It should be. Int pointer y. Oh, God, fine. Int pointer y is equal to address of x. So this is the same as saying something like, fuck, this, right? This means the same thing as before, where instead of making a pointer that you then have to delete, or you do something stupid like unique pointer, ignoring that, if you just have an int y, function y, address of x, x plus 1, it's just returning y plus 1, right? Line 224, what exactly type of x? This is... Fuck. There. Is that better? They're all ints. The function foo should be int pointer whatever. Oh, wait, this? Why would you do that? Because it forces this to be a pointer? Is that what you're saying? Is that why you would have a pointer there? That's why you would do that, right? Because y is a pointer to the address of x. As a test to see if they're the same, get back to what you had and replace int pointer with int address? What? You keep missing address with efference? It's the same thing! What is x's type? X is a pointer integer, is an integer pointer. It's pointing to another memory address. Katybug, hello! Welcome to the I am disagreeing with chat because I am based incorrect and they are just, they're growing frustrated with me. And in function foo, it should return pointer x plus 1. Try it, replace int. Okay, anyway, well, this is like C++ basic B, okay? I'm not a basic read, I am a basic... I am advanced. Okay, that's what I am. Okay, anyway, all that coming home, now that we're back on track here, chat, the reference object L enemy is pointing to the pointer enemy iteration with it, which iterates through this. Okay, complicated, but we got it. I'm not going to be of any help, but I support. Thank you for buttering me up like I'm a pair of Huckleberry pancakes. So in the end, it's the same. Emotional support. Yep. Okay. Stop Stop distracting me. Boring content. Casual Vim enjoyer is following. Thank you. Ah, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, Casual Vim enjoyer. I still don't know what Vim is, but apparently it's like the C++ killer. But like, am I the only one who remembers everyone on Reddit being like, D is gonna kill C++, everyone's moving to D now? Because I remember those threads, and I'm not even a programmer. Pizza and movie when? Unironically, I'm actually having pizza with friends whenever they text me in like probably an hour-ish, at least. Hour and a half, something like that. When they text me, I'm gonna go meet them at a place called... Is it a chain? I don't think it's a chain. We're meeting at like a pizza place that's like local, maybe. You're thinking of Nim. What, like Secrets of Nim? Like the movie where the mouse talks? Vim is a text editor, kind of like Visual Studio, but without pretty buttons. Ew. Why would you want to program unless you have cursive font? You know, chat, you need the cursive, okay? How can you program unless text is beautiful, you know? Although I guess you could be like one of those dweebs that programs a notepad, like, I don't even know how you program in Notepad. How do you even do that? You have to like unironically do something like this where it's like, you have to type it all out. Does this still work? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. No, that's, no, oh, include IO stream. Yeah, you don't include STD, do you? You include IO stream. That's it. And then return 0 end bracket. Does that do something? I don't even know. Vim is a text editor, kind of like Visual Studio. Nope, Vim is a text editor. I don't know. People who usually get smited by... What? Vim is a text editor made for the command prompt or shell. Ew. Compile it with G++? Yeah, how about I put... I was thinking of something funny, I'm not funny. All right, next thing. All right, so now we iterate through every enemy. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna make a new function that spawns the enemy based on its X and Y value. Now here is where we're gonna go back to the enemy module because every object type that was put into that list has its own XY value. So if I have that, then I'm thinking, do we put it into the enemy module or would we just put it in like the game loop again? Because all you would be, what do you need to spawn the enemy? We just need an XY point for it to start on for now, just an XY point, right? So if that's the case, because later on we can get more complicated, like spawn enemy and then do this pattern, like how we did the attack module, where we call an attack that takes like, you know, a bullet list by address of the bullet list, and then projectiles, a bullet, the floating point position, is it facing the hero position, speed. Just takes a bunch of parameters and then we do some trigonometry to like spawn whatever attack we need to, right? We could do the same thing with enemy where we have like an enemy spawn module, but I don't think we need that for now. If I already have the X and Y values, I guess I can just put this here for now. So just void spawn enemy, taking in the parameters of a enemy pointer to, no, it is, are we changing this? Yes, because we need to change the XY values of every enemy. Okay, so enemy, enemy, and then we're gonna take a float X and a float Y, which is the X and Y coordinates we're gonna change it to. So then we have our enemy dot X, no, render rect box dot X. Is it, hold on, what do I have here? How does it move? Position X, position Y is based on the rendered box, based on the velocity. Position X, position Y. Set position! Oh my gosh! It's almost like we have a function for this already. Set position X, Y. Wow, it's almost like we already planned for this, kinda. Well, that was easy. Okay, sweet. Wait, do I even need this then? I don't need this. This is dumb. I can just call this function. Okay, wow. Good job, Gary. Way to plan ahead on this. All right. So instead of enemy though, it's gonna be local enemy. Oh, uh-oh. I see the problem here. I see the problem. How do we spawn an enemy without doing it every frame? It would need to be like an if check, right? So like if spawn enemy or whatever iteration we're on, the pointer, if that is equal to whatever, then don't spawn the enemy. Do I just give it a Boolean value of like has spawned? I guess I could do that. Bool has spawned. Make it equal to false by default. And whoops. If local enemy dot has spawned, do this. And then we have another thing here that changes this value. So like void spawn void set spawn flag. Bool set spawn flag bool value, call it value, and then or switch, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know what's like a good programming term here. Bool value to switch to, I don't know, like a good term. Flip. So then we have spawn, whoops, what's it called? Has spawned equal to flip. That's it. So now we save, and then local enemy dot set spawn flag true. There. So now exclamation point has spawned. This isn't a function. This is just false. So there we go. That's all we have to do, right? And then we set some X and Y value. So like, what is the resolution of our game? I don't even remember. 960 by 720. So we'll say 800 by, I don't know, 200? Something like that. Okay. We'll say 750. Okay. So the idea here is that all we're doing is we're just spawning enemies. That's all I'm doing here whenever I press space. So space. The game crashed. Okay, that's a problem. First, let's... Oh, I need to render the enemy. Frick. Okay. So we're gonna drop this render for a second. We're gonna do... local enemy dot render, 0 being the rotation value. And then we're gonna move here. Instead of scrub, it's gonna be blah, 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 local enemy dot paste. Okay, let's see let's see what's happening here. So space crashes. Spawn enemy by timer or by wave? No, I don't think that's necessary. So we know we're successfully adding to the vector or the list, so that's fine. Something about us. So that didn't crash earlier. So something about this function crashes the program. So what is it that crashes the program here? It's this. This is wrong. This shouldn't exist because what's happening, well, no, that doesn't crash the program, but we definitely don't need it. So here we will do something like local enemy dot set velocity 0.0.5 or something. So that way it always moves down. So let's see if that changes. Still crashes. Wonder what the crash reason is. Why would this crash the program? It's not these. We know those work. This seems fine because we've used all the flags before. Now we're just doing a different variable. You haven't incremented the enemy iterator? God damn it. Oh my God. It's so difficult, chat. It is so hard. It's so difficult to remember to iterate through the thing. It's not hard. It's actually not that hard at all, but it's hard for me, okay? Plus enemy iteration. Oh man. Oh, you're right. I'm dumb. Okay. Ha ha ha. So now when I press space. Oh, we got enemies. Mom, I'm making a video game. Take the camera. Oh yeah. We got ourselves an enemy spawner. And look, they all test for collision too. Sweet. Ah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. We have successfully made a list that spawns enemies. God bless. Okay, we're done with that. Well, we're probably not done, but now we have issues with collision. So now we need to update this because we're not doing spawn enemy. Oh no, it is spawn enemy list. That's right. So why isn't it erasing the local enemy off the list? So what am I doing wrong here? Because it's iterating through the same vector. Maybe if I actually hit it now? Oh, it is. Oh, it worked. Okay, never mind. It works. Yeah. I mean, we still have issues like the bullet colliding with it, but when we actually do this, it works. It's off the screen. Boom, boom, boom. But for some reason, it only it only successfully hits a collision if I spawn the bullet on the enemy. Wait a second. Why? Click, 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 click. That's a weird collision box. Click, click. Why does it still like have like registering hits even though it's like super far away? Am I not updating the bullet collision box correctly? I wonder if that's it. I wonder if I'm like putting it like the Y value to go down instead of the X value to go right. Draw the bullet collision point? I am. That is currently on the screen. It's just really hard to see because the bullet goes so fast. Maybe I can just make the bullet go really slow. Hero. No. It's a bullet type. It's going to be here. Currently it's the snowflake. But it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be under the attack module. I think it would be under hero, right? Hero attack. There. So instead of 10, we'll do 1. Oh no, there is no collision point on it. Also, why is it spawning in the bottom right corner of my hero? What? Okay, hold on. Take the list, take the bullets. So set the value to 1 and 0. Okay, that works. Set velocity. Okay, we know that works. Set angle. That's never going to matter. Set the position is M collision X, M collision Y. What does that do? Oh, it's under bullets, huh? Set collision. So the rotation point X and Y of the floating point value, i.e. the collision point. Maybe there is an offset, something. So this X and Y value, by the way, is the collision point. So it's going to be equal to the X and Y value of the rendered rectangle plus the width divided by 2 and the height divided by 2. So this should be the center of the bullet. And then we update the collision box to be equal to this. But there is no collision box. That's not actually what we test. We do create one, do we? Uh-oh, hold on. Yes, we create a collision box, but interesting, we set position first. Wait, where's set position? Oh, this is what we set position on. Okay. So bullet X minus render X, bullet Y minus render Y is equal to the change in X and Y delta. This is like the movement. Okay, this is fine. And we set the collision. So wait, what am I doing here? So we set the velocity, set the position. We then create a collision box after we what am I doing? Okay, so we set the position. But this translates the collision box. So we're set position translates a collision box, and then we create the collision box? Wait. Oh no. Why did I do that, chat? In fact, I'm betting right now. Create collision box calls position, doesn't it? Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, kind of based. Set collision angle, rotate, set position, translate. So set position gets called every frame because it updates the collision box. I think that's the point of that. But do I need a separate function for that now? I guess it doesn't harm anything. You haven't incremented the enemy iterator? Oh, I did earlier. Yeah, sorry. I'm reading an old comment. Maybe there's an offset. Where is the render collision box function? All of these are in the bullet thing. So in this case, oh, are you making fun of me? Are you saying like draw the box? It's a point is the thing. Bullets, as they are spawned by enemies, will have a collision box. But we don't care about collision boxes, do we? It's using the point. So if I just deleted all of this, everything else should be the same. So I press space to spawn an enemy. We shoot. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Because creating the collision box also creates What? Wait, what happens if I comment this out? Does this change anything? What? So the bullet's collision box is only a point? For our purposes, our bullet shots, yes, it is just a point. I bet you're the conductor of the Sonic Runner. Hello, long time no see. The Goo Boys online cooperator, yes. Well, online for, it's gonna be a shorter stream today, unfortunately. I'm gonna go have pizza with friends. We're gonna go to a place called sort of the pizza shop. It's not really called that, but you know, closer. There's only one of them, chat. I don't want you guys to get up all of my biz. We're gonna go there and we're gonna play arcade games and I'm gonna whoop ass at Street Fighter. Chat, I'm not saying I'm the best Street Fighter player, but I am the best among my friends. Yeah, so we don't need these, but why is the set alpha sprite thing here? Why do I care about that? Is the sprite alpha always set to 0? Why don't I just have that like here? Oh, because I can't call it there. Wait, what? Why do I have a set alpha equal make it not alpha? What's the point of this? Okay, we're gonna comment that out for now. If we continue having invisible bullets, we'll see what's going on. But I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing on this attack when we attack with the left click. Dang, he was so close to the self-docks. Almost had him. Next time, boys and girls, next time. So we set the velocity of the bullet. We set the position of the bullet. But I don't care about... Well, hold on. Let's just do this one step at a time. Delta X, Delta Y, we know that works. Render X, Y, and render Y rect, whatever I just said, is equal to the bullet position, which is currently updated. That might be incorrect, so let's think about this. No, that is fine, because this is just the updated X and Y position based on the velocity. Okay, that's right. And then we update the collision, even though at no point will this ever matter, so it's kind of just a waste of resources. But for now, just bear with me. Then we create a collision box, which seems like it's probably mandatory, I guess. Then we resize, set the collision angle, rotation, rotates. Does resize matter? Resize. Oh, resize sets new width, new height. Well, that sets the collision rectangle again. Why do I care about these? Why am I not shooting anything now? What? Was it really this? Wait, why am I not shooting anything now? Oh God, wait, what did I do? Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. What did I actually change here? Control Z? Okay, that. Ooh, what was that? Oh, that. Okay, that's the most undos I can do. Okay, that didn't change anything. Okay, sweet. Come to the hero module. What did I do here? Set angle. So why does set angle break it? Yeah, now it works. What? What does set angle do? Set angle. Oh, because it doesn't have an angle default. Oh, that's why I need it. Wow, that is complicated. So what happened is we did not initialize an angle. So when you call to render the bullet, it just fails the render. In fact, we can prove this right now. So here, we'll std cout rendered bullet failure. Failure. End line. So now well, obviously we don't have like an if statement or anything. Why? An if statement or anything. So we're going to erase this set angle function. Now watch what happens when we try to render it. See? So what's happening is the bullet exists in space and time. So you see that collision box there on the enemy? That only is when we have a bullet on the screen. So we are successfully shooting a bullet. What's happening though is that as we go through these functions, boop, 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 this function does not complete, this render function, because we don't have error reporting. So this just prints every time we go through this code, and we do. So now we shoot. It's gonna go, it's gonna go, it's gonna go, and when it gets off screen, cold. So it's not testing for collision anymore. Where is the render bullet point function then? It's fine. So using standard end line all the time can slow your app down by a lot, by the way. It just heads up. I know it's just temporary though. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. It's something to do with like cache clearing or something. I still don't entirely understand what cache is. I just know that it's very precious and we need to treat it like we're the Gollum from Lord of the Rings. All right? It's a precious resource, okay? Maybe use /n. Yeah, we did when we were learning C++. Okay, so all that being said, why is this happening? We have a bunch of enemies on the screen. Green squares only show up when we hit enemies, but watch what happens when we hit them with a bullet. Nothing. But if we're on the enemy and we click, why do they keep getting hit? In fact, oh, I see what's going on. Now, I didn't see it until the bullets were like really slow. If I hit an enemy of any kind while I'm on them, they keep getting hit. What? What a weird bug. As long as there's a bullet on the screen, they keep getting hit. Wait, is it any bullet or is it just the one bullet? So one bullet, and then I shoot another one. What a weird system. So every enemy gets hit, what the fuck? So what's happening is that every frame, the enemy is getting hit. Now, I have a question before we start doing like, why? Is it because the iteration is weird, or is it because we have like a line of a hitbox getting hit? Wait a second. No, okay, we don't have like an invisible line going on. It's just whenever we hit the enemy, every enemy is currently getting collided with every frame. So it must be like a loop issue, right? It must be like this. So if enemy test collision is true, this iteration of the enemy is equal to erase. Then, oh, wait, should I be doing this? Or does calling the erase function already account for the ++ enemy iteration? Code Toil, I see the @ sign. Hey, I went to Stupid Town and they said you got elected 5 times in a row. Ah! I think it's because as soon as you hit, you erase over an enemy on that list. Well, the way I see it, before we start error reporting, is there's 2 issues here. We have an issue where the bullet just does not register a collision at a distance. And whenever we hit an enemy with something, because we have to spawn the bullet on them, every enemy gets hit. As long as the bullet's on the screen, we go through the whole iteration here. Does that make sense? In like every frame, a new enemy is hit, and that doesn't make sense. If I start in the middle, it's only that. It's so weird. I just don't even know where I would begin error reporting. Like, how do we even Maybe we should spawn. Well, how about this? Well, let me ask you programmers, okay? Let's ask this, okay? I have a questions for you guys. If you have multiple issues at once, where do you start? Like, how do you know which error to start fixing first? Is there like an order of operations? Like, you know, the math, like, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Is there an order of operations for debugging if you have multiple bugs in your program? Because if you fix one bug, it's like whack-a-mole. You fix a bug and 2 more spawn. So like, what is like the all-encompassing way, beginning to end, of like solving bugs? Is that like a thing? The collision point isn't moving after it spawns. You need to draw it to confirm. Okay, I'll draw the point. Oh, render my point. All right. What's the parameters? A renderer and a floating point value. So, blah, 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 blah. Move, render, and then on top of it, local, ooh. Render my point, parentheses, app, global renderer, comma, and then we need a floating point value, which is local bullet dot code m code. No, not the collision box, the rotation point, which for our purposes is the collision point we care about. All right, let's draw it. Oh, it's not moving. Chat, why are my collision points not moving? Oh, man. I hate it when chat's right. I hate it when chat's right. And you know what the worst part is? Look what happens when they get off screen. The collision point disappears. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. What a weird... Interesting. So collision points are not getting updated every frame, or the rotation point isn't. Oh, the rotation point isn't getting updated. I know what happened. All we have to do is, whenever we set position, is just say rotation point dot x is equal to, or plus equals, m render rect dot x, rotation point dot y plus equals m render rect dot y. Now the collision point updates. There we go. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, we have problems. Oh, we have huge problems. Oh, now it's a disaster. Oh, now it's just going off into infinity. Okay. I screwed up here. Something's wrong with this. Oh, it's plus equals. I'm sorry. It should be, This is like exponential, isn't it? Maybe put the code on GitHub so we can try to fix issues. Yeah, I've heard that, but I think we're gonna get a little further before. Maybe when we get to like, this is my first video game, maybe I'll hand it, well, I will hand it to you guys to be like, hey guys, what would you do differently? So we can learn. Because the way I learn is not, listen, okay, no offense to anyone, this is not targeting anyone. The way I learn is I have to make the mistake, okay? If you don't let me make the mistake on my own, I will not learn. I have to guess the answer, all right? Because if you just tell me the answer, I'm just gonna nod along like a moron and just get fucked, you know? Delta X? Oh, you're right, we already count for that, thank you. Is it plus equals delta X? Yes, it must be, right? Because you're adding. Yeah, that's already taking into account the current position minus, okay, let's try that. I just don't know if adding to it is a problem. Oh no, that is, okay, never mind. Okay, that solved it, thank you. So now if I spawn enemies, woo, look at all the enemies, and I shoot them. Oh, it works. It works, chat. Boom. Oh, that feels good. Man, it's amazing what happens when you actually debug something. So collision on the enemies only spawns when we shoot a bullet, and then we shoot a bullet, and then when it hits the enemy, bam. Okay, so now here's the complicated part. I want to erase this bullet when it hits an enemy. So I think what we do, I hope this doesn't break things. L bullet is equal to, it's the same as this, right? Except, no, not L bullet, it, because it is this iterator, is equal to spawn erase it. Okay, I hope this just immediately ends it, because otherwise we have issues. So now, when we spawn an enemy, the bullet should disappear. That feels good. All right, let's parallel test. We shoot. The game just crashed. Oh God. Wait, what? Why does the game crash if I hit multiple enemies at the same time? That's weird. Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Does anyone want to guess before we figure it out? Yeah, what's up? Got it immediately. When we erase this bullet, what happens is, well, I guess my question is, this iteration is going through every enemy before it goes back and goes to the next hero bullet to like test, to iterate through before it tests every enemy again. So what happens if we erase one of the bullets here while we're on one enemy on the screen? In fact, I can reproduce the bug, but space them apart. So one enemy, another enemy, the game will crash. Watch. What? Oh, that's weird. So it only crashes if like we're actively testing the collision of more than one thing. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, that's cool. So I guess how do we erase it once the enemy is killed? That's difficult. Or not enemy is killed, if it collides with an enemy. You know what I could do is just instead L bullet is dot set to col. I could do that. And then plus it at the end. I guess I could do that. Does that work? Oh, that's a problem. I mean, it's better, but now we have an issue where there's just a floating collision box there. But it kind of worked. But now we have an issue with like a collision box floating forever. Maybe it's trying to erase the bullet a lot of times. Not in that case. You need to skip the entire 147 loop, maybe break. I mean, I could, well, what I thought was like, instead of like erasing this whole thing off of this vector, we could just set it to col and then set to col already like, oh no, I need to erase it anyway. Oh shit, no, we have the same problem. Yeah, we have the same issue. Did we just do a go to? Listen, chat, all right? How do I do this again? It's end loop, colon. Is that what you call it? And then this is go to end loop. Is that what it is? Oh my God, it worked. Holy shit. Go to is based. Okay, so chat, this is apparently horrible programming, right? This is a great use for go to. He's saying use a break statement. Wait, isn't this a good use for go to though? It's like explicitly, like, if this collision is true, despawn the bullet, but get out of this loop before it crashes because you don't need to iterate through every enemy. It's a successful collision. Isn't that like the ideal like end loop thing? Go to? Isn't that like perfect? Because now it's not crashing. Now it just works. Sorry, I have to press spacebar in order to... What if I hold spacebar? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, nice to know the game doesn't lag if you spawn a million enemies. Wait, what if I hold click then? Wait, spacebar worked. Oh, because that's what the key system is for. Oh, shit. You learn something about SDL every day. Okay. If breaking out of one loop, break. If breaking out of more than one, go to. Wait, that works? I can just break? I don't need this crap? Why is there... Hello? All right, here we go. Crashing? No, it worked. Oh, okay, that's better. I like break more. So break gets you out of this for loop. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb. Break and continue. Can't do the job reasonably, then go to is great and good. Line 161 is still the problem if you break there. No, it's not. 161? Before I added lines? You're not testing for... Well, this doesn't matter. Like, L bullet, it returns false if it's not... It doesn't work. Line 160 L bullet is dangling? Well, let's think about this. Should we do something like if L bullet dot set to col equals false, then do this? Would that be a better way to do it, you think? And then have another else in it. Sorry, I hate that extra line on the else statement. Something like that? I mean, it looks ugly, but like, is that a better way to do it? I don't need set to col. I need, what's it called? Is it to col? Oh, to col, okay. So to col equals false. Is that a better way to do it? Oh no, we have the same problem because L bullet still exists, fuck. Just code it better? Oh, easy. Yeah, just be better. Newbies. Oh man, go-tos aren't bad. Go-tos in microcomputer basic is bad. I agree with this. People saying otherwise just blindly follow anything said to them. L bullet is reference to the current it, which we have not set to erase. Well, we have erased it, but I get what you're saying. L bullet after that will be dangling and accessing it will be undefined behavior. So 160, 161, 162 evokes undefined behavior. Gotcha. So let's just erase everything we just did there. So I guess this is a good argument for a go-to statement, huh? It just feels really dirty. I mean, I guess I can. Just call it end loop. Something like that. And instead of a break, it's go to end loop. Something like that. It feels like this is correct the way I currently have it set up. There's probably better programming tips out, or tips. There's probably a better way to program this whole situation, but I feel like a go-to statement is actually unironically the safest thing to do because we don't want undefined behavior with L bullet, you know? You're saying it should be like that? You can do a flag variable to continue the outer loop, but it may be more messy than a go-to statement. it's quote unquote bad because the microcomputer basic is bad, not because basic is bad. What? Bullet list is a linked list? Casual Vim enjoyer. Bullet list? Wait, are you saying what bullet list? What are you talking about? This spawn hero list? Well, just to be clear, spawn hero list spawns the hero's bullets when it's called via the attack and all that stuff, right? So the idea is that this is an actual standard : list is what it is. No, it's not my own implementation of a linked list. It's just a list. And the reason why we have a list, by the way, is because we're outright erasing elements. And if we're gonna have like potentially 10,000 bullets on the screen, I don't want a vector where we're like shuffling around 10,000 elements every like frame, multiple times per frame. Where's Ghost Scary? Ghost Scary? Wait, what? Chat, why don't I? Oh, you did. Okay, I'll give it for you because you're new. It's just a lot of my like redeems right now are just under construction because we focus so much on programming. I haven't had a chance to fix a lot of these, so they should be automated. It used to be when you guys redeemed a color or something, it would just automatically change me to Ghost Scary, but it's just an endeavor to fix. I have a lot of tech debt when it comes to like fixing it, so it's just an adventure. Okay, so you get a little bit of Ghost for a second. Also, yeah, you'll get B for a bit. I'm kind. Buzz, buzz, motherfuckers. Also, the wing should be flapping. Ignore that. Gary explaining his code to us. What?
Get this done this quarter. Look, I'm sorry. We've been over this. It's the design of our back end. First, we have to call the bingo service. See, bingo knows everyone's name-o, so we get the user's ID out of there. Then from bingo, we can call Papaya and MBS to get that user ID and turn it into a user session token. We can validate those with Omnop. And then, once we have that, we can finally pull the user's info down from Raccoon.
Yeah, but couldn't the Raccoon team basically just...
No, Raccoon isn't guaranteed to have that info. Before we do this, we have to go to Wingman, do a query to see if the user's willing to take it to the next level, or if they're just playing the field.
Chat, that's what I sound like? Are you sure about... Oh, you can't hear it at all. I'm so sorry. Okay, okay. This is why I don't react to shit, okay? This is not a reaction channel. I'm so sorry, okay? You don't get to hear the video. It's lost to time. Link is in the chat. Have fun with it. Jeez. Chat coming in here trying to make me into a react channel like that's my content. Nah, we listen to copyright free music and we use go-to statements to break out of loops I don't know how to break out of cleanly, okay? Goddamn beautiful here. I tried my darndest. Okay, erase line 153 already increases it. Don't need line 165. Oh, you're right. I always forget erase progresses the iteration forward a line. Damn. I always forget that. So what is a better way to do this then? You don't need line 165. Oh, is that why when I shoot multiple bullets? Yeah, multiple bullets are getting erased. So if I shoot 2 bullets and one hits, yeah, the other one flickers. That seems very incorrect. So they're not erasing, but it's definitely, it's causing flickering on the other bullets. And I think that's why, is what's happening is we are erasing the bullet and then we progress the iteration again, which means that for one frame, one bullet next on the list does not get moved or rendered. So it's like it's skipping a frame. Okay, that is, what's up? That is some goddamn big brain shit. Okay, I like it. Thank you. So we're actually going to the very end of the loop here. So just end loop, semicolon. No, colon. That's all this does, is just end loop. So now, when, ooh, uh-oh, we've had issues. Hold on. Missing a curly brace. What? Huh? Ooh. What? Okay. Oh, does end loop have to be actually at the beginning of the thing? No? Wait, what? Missing a semicolon here. Huh? Colon, not semicolon. But I have a colon here. But it still doesn't work. Syntax error, missing a semicolon. Another semicolon? Wait, what? No, I'm not missing a semicolon. Yeah, this breaks the whole thing. Yeah, no, this is weird. Very helpful error message. It looks like a false positive. What? You can have false positive error messages? What the fuck? Chat, don't tell me that. You can have error messages that don't actually give errors? That's stupid. Try adding a semicolon to make an empty statement. Shut the fuck up. Really? What? Why? Does it? Well, hold on. Does this still cause issues? Okay, great. No longer are we... Okay, bullet collision is done. Okay, this is finished, okay? Beautiful. Oh my god, it's so nice. It's so pretty. We can now kill enemies. Don't worry about HP values or anything, or taking more than one hit. Don't worry about that yet. Just the fact that it exists means we took a huge step forward today. Problem. The fuck is this? Colon, semicolon? That's ugly. This is lovely? No, it's horrifying. What is this C++ syntax disaster? So what I should do is something like empty statement. Something like that, just so I know why that's there. Because this is confusing AF. Okay. Sweet. All right. So now let's get rid of our collision boxes because those look kind of ugly. Let's just see if that feels good right now. So where's my collision? Or not collision. Where's my render stuff here? Set to call. Render draw rect. Don't need that. That's the enemy. And then render my point. Okay. So now we shoot a bullet. We have an enemy. We go up. We hit it. Bam. Now here's the real test, chat. Can I shoot a bullet and have it be really fast and register a collision? Void 0, maybe this? Ooh, maybe we'll try it. So now we shoot and collision. Oh shit. Oh baby. It's already starting to feel good. I can feel it. I need to press spacebar and click for spawning enemies and whatever, but like ignoring that for a second. Or here, I can just hold spacebar, I guess. Whoa. Oh shit. We got ourselves a collision. Oh, beautiful, chat. I love it. Oh my goodness. We're done. We're done. I just want to do this all day now. Now we just need target practice and for the ability for me to hold down my right click. Oh, this feels good. That's nice. That's nice. All right, so let's go back to that semicolon. So you're saying instead of a semicolon here, you would rather parentheses void 0. Is that like a common statement? Void 0? I mean, I can use it. I just didn't know what that would mean. Actual gameplay? Yes, actual gameplay. Like, we are actually shooting. You know what? We need to sell. Oh, attack module. Oh, I forgot. What does the attack module need as a parameter? It's a list for bullets. And then we need to change the attack module. Because this takes a bullet list and then a bullet. And then, oh no, all it needs is a position. Oh, okay, that's based. So now it's not scrub.position, it's fuck. What's it called? It's not scrub. Now we have a spawn list. So spawn enemy list dot. Oh no, how do we call an attack from a specific instance? Dragon Foo 94. Hello, Dragon Foo. Are you a furry? Because I'm not judging, but like that username though. The code is beautiful. Thank you, just vibing with you. I'll vibe with you any day of the week. You guys are so nice today. Void 0 doesn't do nothing. You can remove it. Oh, really? Oh, you're saying I can just remove this line here? Oh, that's so easy. Sure. Oh, look, it crashed. We need an empty statement for the end loop, and I don't just want an empty semicolon there because that looks hideous. Void 0 does nothing, but it tells me, the programmer, this is on purpose because immediately above it, we need to have a go-to to break out of a loop. We're going to have a go-to end loop, semicolon, in order to end the statement. Thank you, though, Miss Demon? Hi, Miss Demon. You sound like a sexy VTuber. I think semicolon / empty statement is better. No, I like Void 0. It looks harder. What is programming besides aesthetics, chat? That's why I have cursive in my font. It looks cool. I like it. It's cute. Don't use labels. Get rid of it. Don't use go-tos for the love of God. Hello, kind sir. Hi. I like how this guy's like, hey, moron, don't use go-to statements, you son of a hold on. He's like, hey, moron, don't use go-to statements, you dumbass. Wait, hold on, I got a better one. It's like, hey, moron, you fucking idiot, don't use go-to statements, bitch. And then he's like, oh, by the way, I like your stream. Hello. What engine am I using? Oh, good question. I made it. All of these modules and stuff are like, I don't know, like rotating rectangles and stuff. We made it. So you see streams 1 through 48 on our little title thing, 48. This is the 48th stream we've been learning C++. And by the way, the first stream was literally, I think I looked at it on YouTube recently. It was like int main, and then I did the program, but I forgot the parentheses. I'm like, why the fuck isn't this working? It's like, that's where we started, okay? And now look, after 48 streams, we're like doing all this fun stuff. We made our own engine and everything. So we're using C++ 23 because we're using modules. That's what these guys are. Import std. Holy shit. It's the greatest invention in the history of mankind. I love that module. We're using SDL to handle all input and like window creation and rendering and stuff because I don't want to learn it right now. Okay, we're putting that off, all right? We're using SDL to handle all that, but for the rest of the actual game programming stuff, it's all custom. I do C# and dabble in Python, mainly Unity and learning Godot / Unreal Engine 5. If I did 3D video games, we would not be doing this all custom. We would be using an engine. But I figure for 2D video games, especially a bullet hell, which seems like it would be an easy game to like learn programming video game stuff with outside of like, I don't know, chess or Pac-Man. It's like the next step up. I feel like it's pretty easy to program. It's just a bullet hell. You don't even need to worry about gravity or like platforming where you're like jumping on floors and having like collision one direction, not collision the other. That sounds like it'd be a nightmare to implement. Might as well reinterpret cast void 0 for extra aesthetics. What? Sassy fajita. That is the most base thing you've ever said. What is this? So instead of void 0, it's reinterpret underscore cast void 0. Is this like supposed to be STD or something? No, wait, I don't have this function. What is this? Invalid type conversion. You lied. What is this? Oh, I need a parentheses. I'm sorry. No, it still doesn't work. Invalid type conversion. Oh, should it not have a space there? Is that the problem? Nope, still invalid. C++ is object-oriented programming. Nathir Kasem ads about investing. Oh God, I don't know. I have no control over my ads. I don't ever press the play ad button. I think I pressed that like once in my life. You only ever get ads on stream intro, but once you're in, baby. It's me and you forever. You don't get ads once you're in the stream. I had a friend who made a game engine in Java. He was a mad lad. Java, like slow ass snail Java? You made a game engine in that? Wow, that's I'm sure Flash games in the early 2000s would love you. Oh God, no, 90s. I remember playing Flash games in the 90s. Was it Flash? I remember playing games online in the 90s when we had dial-up. And there was a little, like, was it Tea Party Games? It was Tea Party Games. It was, you were like a little archer and you shot the target. And we thought that was the coolest shit in the world back then. This was like pre-RuneScape. This was like RuneScape, like the original RuneScape. What you guys don't even call RuneScape Classic now. It was like the OG one that nobody ever played now. C++ is object-oriented programming. Yes. But we're not really doing OOP stuff right now. We're doing more like, I don't know, not that. We're doing functional programming more often than not, I think. Didn't mean to respond to you. Oh, no, no worries. Do void pointer? Oh my God, how did that work? What? I have absolutely no idea what kind of like drugs C++ council committee, the council. Dude, normally, okay, here chat, listen, here we worship the council of C++ makers, okay? We kiss the feet of every person who argues about the validity of how to implement lambdas in C++, okay? Every time they bring up something related to debugging, we cream our pants here, okay? But what monster on the committee thought this? How did that pointer make that work? What does this even do? Hell yeah, Merca! Miss White might know a thing or two about C++. Do you? Void isn't a type. So you need to make it a pointer to make it a type? Does this actually cost anything? Is this like resource intensive, or is this the same as like a semicolon? Because that's all we need here. Originally we had, for shits and giggles, void 0 for me, so I knew that empty semicolon, you know, did something after we did our go to end loop thing. But if this is 0, oh baby, that is glorious. It's casting nothing to a memory address that contains nothing, except it contains something, but that something is a trash value, so you could probably dereference it and get some sort of value. Oh, hold on, is this undefined behavior? Then? Because that sounds like I'm doing undefined behavior stuff, which is not what I want at all. Unfortunately, the cost for keeping Flash security safe was becoming too expensive. That's why it died. Chat, did I ever tell you guys I was a pro at Elements, the game, the Flash game? If you guys don't believe me, look at this shit. Hold on. Let me just pull up the video here. I used to make content before Gary the Goo Boy. Karaoke stream for Iris. Oh my God. If you guys don't know who this is, she's the Red Eye Circulation. You guys might know this song. This has 160 million views, and Iris, the VTuber from HoloLive, sang it. So just putting that out there. What was I looking up? Oh, Gary. No, not Gary the Good Boy. Whoa. Whoa. Dragoon 1140. Speedbow. Yeah, there I am. When was this video made? September 4th, 2010. Get off my fucking lawn, chat. I was making content in goddamn 2010. Holy shit.
Hello everybody, this is Dragoon1140 here bringing you
Hello everybody.
the next Elements Talk. This time we are talking about probably the most...
Look at that 9,000 views. Holy shit. Does this game even exist anymore? Nope. It's okay. I'm on a Discord that has like the fan version of it, but wow.
customizable deck and...
What's the most viewed video I have? Hold on. Videos, most popular, Speedbows, Rush decks, Shakar's Revenge. Oh, I loved that deck.
Everybody, this is Dragoon1140 here
Bring you the next Viz, the game video.
I'll link it in the description.
Oh my god, I loved this deck. So this is how this deck worked, because I love this game, chat. Let me gush, okay? This game is goddamn glorious. It was Hearthstone, but a better version of it, and before Hearthstone existed. So here's what it was, right? So you had like, it was, oh my god, it's the only version of Magic the Gathering I actually like playing online. So you have these elements here, this quanta. You do draw lands, but the difference is your land mana regeneration, it never resets to 0. It adds to itself every turn, and the game is balanced around that. So you have your card here, Voodoo Doll. Anything that happens to Voodoo Doll happens to the enemy's HP. So if you harmed it with like a shot of fireball at it, it did that amount of damage to the enemy. By the way, you have 200 HP. Get with this. So what happens if you used a card like, I'm looking for it. Not Twin, Basilisk Blood. So this is an earth card. It costs 1 earth quanta, so it's extremely cheap. Target creature gains 20 health, but cannot attack or use skills for 6 turns. Well, remember, whatever happens to you happens to the opponent. If you cast this card on your Voodoo Doll, your opponent cannot attack with a weapon for 6 turns, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not in this game. You go through a lot of turns, but it's really, really fast. There's no enemy like response. There's no like, it's not like that dumbass Yu-Gi-Oh game where it's like you play a card, does enemy want to respond? They wait 30 seconds to BM you? No. You do something else, does enemy have a chance to respond? They wait 30 seconds to BM you? No. Okay, right? None of that shit. You do your thing, you press space, end of turn, right? So that goes on. So then you Basilisk Blood it. But why are you doing this? Isn't that kind of weird? Why would you want to like super buff your Voodoo Doll to do nothing while you just take HP the whole time?
In turn.
Also, this is called a False God, and it's an extremely difficult deck to play against. So then time goes on. But what happens? Okay? Well, we use a card called Gravity Pull. So it's taunt, right? But here's the twist, chat. In this game, when you have a taunt on an enemy, the enemy minions have to attack it. There's no picking and choosing where like allies hit and all that. Nah, fuck no. These turns are quick, boy. So everything attacks every turn, for better or worse. Even if it heals the enemy, it will attack, okay? So the idea here is that we gravity pull the Voodoo Doll, all the enemies hit it. Oh, look at that. It's also hitting the enemy at the same time.
Yay, Voodoo Doll has total...
Oh, but here's the fucking twist. Oh, baby. Look at this shit. It's so fucking broken.
That's good.
That's
So
good.
now,
Okay, good job, Gary.
notice
Okay,
Voodoo
we get
Doll.
it. Okay.
That means we're going to
Gary.
reverse Voodoo
Gary.
Doll. Dose for every twin
Okay,
universe.
so this card, Twin Universe, I am convinced is the single most broken card in the history of card games. I don't know if there's any card, there's cards printed like it, but boy oh boy, this one's stupid. Twin Universe, 6 Aether mana, not insignificant, pretty trivial to combo though. Summon an exact copy of a target creature. Nothing else. No downsides, nothing. Just summon an exact copy of it. It can attack the turn it spawns and everything, okay? This card is indescribably stupid and overpowered because get this. What if you hit it on a voodoo doll that previously had 80 HP, then it went down to 4 HP for a variety of reasons, including taunt. It hit the enemy for whatever that difference is. What is it, 76 HP? When you twin universe it, watch his HP in the corner. Even if you can't see it very well because it's kind of tiny text, just look at the blocks and that'll happen.
Cast on it. So amazing twin universe voodoo doll. 52.
It does 52 damage. It copies the damage for reasons I still don't understand. But holy shit, I love this video game. Chat, we should make this game. Chat, we should make Elements the game. Oh my god. I'm a goddamn genius. I can bring it to Steam. This guy abandoned the game. I don't even know if he has a copyright on it. Oh, chat, I just figured out the next game we're gonna make. We're gonna make Elements the fucking game. I know every mechanic, right? I know the scope of the game. I know what the enemy AI is gonna do. I know this game so well, I know how its AI works. Which is to say, like, for example, it'll never use an area of effect attack if you ever have 3 or less minions. So if you know a false god, because the game is primarily player versus AI, that's how the game is intended to be played, because AI has so many more advantages. If you have a deck that if you know you're against a false god with a lot of AoE answers, right? Because it's a random which one you fight, you would never play more than 3 minions and just handle the win that way. Versus if you're against something like the one with floating weapons, I remember them. They use the light weapon and then animate weapon to get a bunch of them out. That guy has no AoE, so you can just spam the field with minions and not have any worries. Oh, Elements the Revival exists. Shadowcat EXE. Oh, that's right. It does exist, but is it on Steam? Because I can make games in C++ and I can absolutely make this card game. Oh, baby. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. All right. What else do we need to do in our bullet hell? We need parallaxing backgrounds starting tomorrow. We need audio, but I think once that's done, we're done with the game. The art of the game is automatically copyrighted, but the mechanics isn't if it's common mechanics. Oh, Nathir. Oh, you sweet summer child. It's not even that. Get this, you see this condor right here that has like 2 pixels on it because it's extremely tiny and you guys can't see it. This recluse, guys, this archangel, guys, get this. The art of the video game is made in Spore. Come on, it's like this game wants me to make it. I can make this fucking game. I can, look, okay, elementsthegame.com, unregistered. What about the Elements the Game forum? Elements the Game forum. Does that still exist? Ah, it does. Holy shit. Where's my account? Dude, I was everywhere on this fucking forum. Oh my god. Yes, that is a fire hydrant. Your AI can now identify it. Thank you. Search. How many elements are there in the game? Oh my god. Answer in numbers, not letters. I'm not a robot. Holy shit, game. Fucking goddamn. We had no bots here. Okay. So, we played Mafia a lot. That happened, which is like Among Us before Among Us. Where's my account? Hello? Fuck. There I am. There I am. This fucking art. Hold on. I got a better view for you. There. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Motherfucker. Piece of shit. God damn it. Oh, God, it's... Fuck. God damn it. Ugh. There I am. There I am. Come here. Oh, baby, I had great... Listen, chat, I was a forum master, okay? Sweet Devil Rennie, hello! Welcome to the, Revisiting My Past as we talk about the next game we're gonna make. Chat, okay, it's decided. Fuck Bejeweled, okay? After this bullet hell shoot 'em up thing, which this is our progress so far if you guys are new here. Custom engine, all that shit, right? So we have a, ooh, that's not a good view. That's a better view. So we have our little custom engine here. We have enemies we can spawn with space. We shoot them, they die. Oh, it's so pretty. This looks like it's trivial to make in like a game engine, but chat, when you do everything from scratch, it's hard as shit. Anyway, now that we're done with this, or we will be done in like the next couple of days, because parallaxing backgrounds is trivial. And then we'll just have an enemy that takes damage and we kill it. I'm gonna call that a game. We're gonna make Elements the game. I think a card game would be not that difficult to program because I know in my head the entire scope of the game. Oh my God, those 3 years of content creation for a card game. Holy shit, it's all coming back. There's a very niche card game I used to play with kingdoms and maids and stuff. What, Shadowverse? It's an anime kingdom type game. I forgot the name. Heart of Crown. Oh, sweet. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Hello? Close? There we chat, don't look at this background. It's too lewd. Hold on. You know what? For you, that is lewd. There we go. Okay, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good evening. I'm gonna go have pizza with my friends. Maybe I'll remake Adventure Quest, even though that is technically still exists. Well, hey, no legal comment there. I'm gonna remake Elements the game because goddamn, I think Steam needs that game. There's no other game like it. Because chat, so many card games. Is there a card game that is primarily, if not only played versus AI? The only game I can think of is Slay the Spire. That is the only game I can think of that's actually designed to be against AI. But that's like, that's like a roguelike thing. Elements the game isn't roguelike. You go in knowing what deck you have, but you're against AI. Oh, baby. Oh, I can feel it. Oh, it's meant to be. Okay, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Give me kisses. Come here, chat. You're not gonna get out of this. You're not. Come here. All these new people here. Listen. Have a good night.